Aloha interwebs, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today is Sunday, so this one's a little bit later than I usually do gameplay videos, but it's another Adventures in the LFR. And this time we do, what is this one called? Gates of Retribution. This is the second portion of the LFR that opens up for you. And I would like to start off by inviting you into my magical world of Fail, which I did a lot of in this. These fights are pretty long. They're not necessarily hard per se. They just are a little bit long. So I sped up this this video in portions so we can kind of get through this pretty quick. And it's still going to be a long video, so let's get to it. So, the second half of the Siege of Orgrimmar started off by actually coming up into the gates of Orgrimmar. We start on the outside portion by assault by boat. You get off a boat and you come out here, and there's basically two towers. Essentially what you do is you break up the raid into two groups. One group is going to assault these two towers, and the other group is going to maintain the flow of adds coming down this hill. I didn't go up into the towers any of the times that I attempted to do this boss, so I'm not exactly sure what those guys have to do up there, but I think for the most part they have to attack the drakes. We were coordinating it with the destruction of those demolishers that come down, so really all that was going down on the ground portion was little waves of mobs of small waves come out, and then you kill the demolisher, and then drakes land. So that's a rinse and repeat scenario from one tower to the next tower until the boss comes down, which is this this dragon right here, this proto drake. I wasn't exactly sure what we were supposed to be doing to kill this boss, so I attempted to do what you normally do with dragons: don't stand in fire, avoid tail swipes, but that failed. I died, as you can see, which happens to me seemingly a lot, but that's okay, because what I normally do is I show you guys a cinematic, which is happening right now. But the weird thing about this boss, which is why I just kept recording, is because during this fight there are actually going to be NPCs that are on the edge of the landing when you first get there that are helping you with this, and I didn't really even know that. You know, I was trying to pay attention. That didn't work out too well for me. Ended up dying. So what happens is that there's a group of NPCs behind this raid that I wasn't really looking at that were helping out. So things started to go south swiftly after we engaged this boss, and this is all of my initial like just jump into the LFR, get in there, start doing it, see if I can not mess up, which I didn't. I messed up, I died, but apparently a lot of people were doing that, because this boss just starts eating people's heads straight off of their bodies. People are dying. He killed one of the tanks, but it was basically a wipe, but the NPCs that were still in the fight, that were still helping us out, ended up basically killing this boss for us. So it was just weird how that works out, you know. Got the achievement, actually got a piece of loot that is a pretty dope little trinket, and that's weird, but you know, WoW's full of weird, so I'll take it. I'll take the win, I'll take the trinket. This next boss, this is the giant iron ugly scorpion, is a basic tank and spank boss. The tank was holding him in one position, everybody else was attacking him. It was suggested for the range and as much of the melee as possible, just stand by the little purple marker. Because the boss does a kickback and it pushes you away, and if you have your back to that wall, you don't have as far to run back. So there's also a mechanic of bombs that drop on the ground, and if all three of them get to go off, it causes a crap ton of damage that could end up wiping the raid. So they called for plate wearers to run over and click on the bombs and blow them up, and they would get healed through it. I didn't volunteer for that. Somebody else did. So just DPSing the boss and trying not to get knocked too far back. We did wipe a couple of times. You can see the skeletons on the ground, but the fight in and of itself, mechanics wise, is a straight tank and spank. Tank takes it, you spank it, and don't stand in crap on the ground. And in this fight, there's a lot of crap on the ground. The black puddles of death, don't stand in those. It shoots out random bombs, but it gives you a big red circle on the ground. Don't stand in the big red circle. And when those larger bombs come out, somebody run over, click it, take one for the team, and hopefully you don't die. It's basically what it comes down to. There's also, as you can see, lines of spiky crap coming out of the ground. Don't stand in front of the lines of spiky crap. That is bad overall. So for the most part, again, just kill the boss, tank, hold it at one spot. Everybody who is able to stand as close to the actual gate of Orgrimmar as you can, so when you get kicked back, you don't get kicked so far back. It takes you so far to, to run up there and get heals and keep doing damage on the boss. So that's pretty straightforward. Even though we did die a couple times, I didn't have a personal death, which I will take that. Small victories. Anyways. So you actually get into Orgrimmar. There's a bunch of little mobs and stuff, and it looks just like Orgrimmar. All the little huts have people in it, and it's best to clear all those out because this fight pretty much takes up the entire opening area. Two of these shamans are riding mounts, and you attack, and they're actually inside of that main hall in Orgrimmar, except that we wiped at least twice, I believe, doing this one. So this is actually during a successful attempt, but it had been a couple of tries. So the bosses, if you fail on your first attempt, they're just sitting out in front of the hall on top of their mounts. So we kill the mounts, and then we move on to the bosses who have. I can't tell if they have shared health. I couldn't at the time, so I was just concentrating on whichever number of people were concentrating the most firepower on. But the tanks have to move these guys around just so much because there's so much crap that the shamans put on the ground. They do frontal cone attacks. They do poison on the ground. There's those purple twisters that are floating around. So as much as the tanks can, there's these little gloopy ads that come out. So as much as the tanks can, they're trying to keep you out of that, and they were just moving these guys all over the place, trying to keep out of all the crap on the ground, which I appreciated as the melee group. I don't know how it is for the range group, but I'm assuming it's a huge pain in the ass for the healers because it looks like a pain in the ass. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Even though there is a ton of stuff going on in this fight, it's pretty straightforward fight. Two bosses, shared health pool, trying to cleave and do all that kind of stuff. The bosses try to stay together. The tanks just move them around a lot, and that's just really the busiest mechanic is people trying to stay out of the purple crap, stay out of the green crap, and DPS the boss at the same time. So there's that. Then there's this boss. This was balls of fun, and you got to admit, the first run through the three previous bosses to this, even though we did wipe a couple times on each of the bosses, I wasn't able to stay in that particular run for the entire thing. I had to go, so I had to jump back into an LFR to try to get this last boss footage for you guys. So at this point, I had already done my initial run 3 times on this boss, and we failed every single time. So I jumped into a different LFR, and I came into it at this boss, which was good, because I didn't have to do the whole thing all over again. But I came into a raid, it had already wiped twice, and before this kill, we wiped 2 more times. And when the tactic for this was explained to me, it seemed pretty straightforward, and it seemed easy enough, but there's something about this, and maybe it's just the group of people and the time during the week that I tried to do it. It was very hard. The boss himself is also a tank and spank, just like the giant scorpion, but there's a couple different mechanics. You're not supposed to attack him while he's in defensive stance. He also throws up a banner that buffs him, so you have to kill the banner. He also summons ads to help him, so you're supposed to kill the ads, and the ads need to go down. So this is a boss ads type of fight. Destroy his banner, don't attack him while he's in defensive stance, and then every once in a while he'll periodically throw his axe, and two of them will split in half, and they'll spin around the room. So don't stand in the fire, don't stand in front of the axes. Avoid the axes, kill the ads, kill the banner, then the boss. Don't attack him when he's in defensive stance, and that's really all there is to the boss. And it seems pretty straightforward, pretty easy, but for some reason, just maybe the groups I was in and time of day, whatnot, it was hard to find a group that could actually do it. But in this particular kill, I had already done this boss, attempted to do this boss 6 times, and I got the kill, and I got a new weapon. So, yay for me, 6 times in a row. Gotta love the LFR. Thanks for stopping by the channel, interwebs. I appreciate it. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your week. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Catch you guys in the next video.